I'm more likely to tune in now just to see if he's still on the bloody show.
You know?
And maybe it'll hook me. And I'm not going to lie, my housemate watches it, and I've watched an episode before, actually. It's pretty damn good. I'm not that I'm plugging it or anything like that. But now it's just more on my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I did watch it for the first season, second season. I haven't watched it in a while just because I've just been watching loads of other stuff. Maybe I'll go back to it, but it's just, I don't know. Maybe,
so you have to be with the amounts of stuff there is to choose from these days. The streaming services, series have to really be.
You have to be hitting the mark, otherwise I'll just watch something else.
There's a million other shows out there.
Have you watched? I was talking about it briefly on my last episode, but I didn't get much into it. Hannah, have you seen that?
What's that about?
So it's basically about this. Okay, I know more about the story, so I'm going to go back. Going back in my brain without these spoilers.
All right.
So it's
the
about
the best version you can.
It's about this little girl called Hannah who has never had a proper life. She only knows the woods and her father. All she knows is her father's keeping her safe from some bad people who are trying to harm her. But obviously, as people get older, as kids get older, there's only so long you can tell them, this is as far as I can go because of bad people trying to hurt me, you know? So she decides that she's going to explore, and as she explores, she gets brought into the whole world and everything starts happening, unfolding after that. There's a lot of very action-based because Hannah is, while she's in the woods, she's being trained by her father. Only thing I will give away is that her father has some sort of special forces, military training, but he's got away from that at this moment in time.
Okay. Alright, so it explains why he was able to teach that to her and all that kind of stuff.
But she's very, very, very well trained.
Is it on Netflix or?
I'm not sure if it's on Netflix. I know it's on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime, alright, sweet. How's Amazon Prime? Good, eh?
Prime is dope. I only have it because I got Prime one time, and then I got an email saying, you know, you can use Prime Video, and I was like, Prime Video? Yeah, man. They sent me an email the other day about Prime Music. I don't use Prime Music, but they did this swindle. They was like, if you download or if you start using Prime Music before the 18th of May, we'll give you £5 credit.
You're like, done deal.
And I was like, done deal.
Give me that £5.
I'll start using it.
But they catch you like that.
Yeah, that's how they hook you. But
they got billions, so they're happy to just
it's free within the Prime membership. That's the only reason why I use it. I mean, I get next day delivery and Prime Video. I can't complain.
Fair enough. I think that's pretty good.
There's another great film that I watched on there, also called Peppermint. Great film.
Peppermint. Right.
Yeah. Only thing I'll give away about this is the female Punisher.
Okay. You've already got me there.
Yeah.
You've already got me.
And it's about revenge. That's
about revenge. All right.
That's all I give. I gave too much of a spoiler away on the last episode.
Yeah, keep those to yourself, bro. I want to be able to enjoy these series when I watch.
But yeah, Peppermint is a movie. I watched it maybe I think Sunday or Saturday morning, and within the first 2 minutes, someone's died.
You're just like, this is for me.
I was like, yo, what is this?
Strap me in.
Yeah.
I want to see what happens. Dude, I'm pretty sane when it comes to my series, and that I can basically just watch Star Trek all day and all night, all the old episodes, all everything. And that's basically, I either watch that, or I watch WWE, or I watched the other day this new series called, it's on Netflix as well. It's like Sex, Death, and Robots or something like that.
That is fucking dope. I don't have Netflix, but I watch Netflix shows. So.
Oh yeah. I'm sure you somehow manage.
I've somehow
it's
managed.
Good though, isn't it?
Oh, it's like what's it called? Black Mirror.
Yeah, but
animated and small bite-sized chunks.
Yes. That's the best way to say it. Yeah. That's the best way to say it, dude. It's exactly that. And I think brilliant. There's one or two I hits and miss, but the majority, the storylines are amazing, especially when you think about, again, similar to Black Mirror, the disturbing thing is how plausible a lot of the stories are, and it's like, damn, that could really happen.
The one that I that had me second thinking was the Ice Age one, where they're looking in the fridge and you can see the civilization. That one was
It's proper scary, yeah? That's proper weird.
That could be a thing, you know. We could be in someone's fridge.
In someone's fridge.
Or freezer, and then...
It's just how what's going on
then
here.
they're like, oh, this is what's going on. Trump's president. Oh, let me shut that.
Close the door.
Let's see what happens here.
It's like we'll come back in 10 years and see what's going on here.
Yeah, you know.
There's even the one where, have you seen where the yogurts gang supremacy, there's all that kind of stuff.
Genius.
Like very plausible as well. Like
Yeah.
that's something weird like that could actually happen.
I mean,
in terms of like a lab, something in a lab gets taken the wrong way, and all of a sudden they leave us on Earth. You know what I mean?
I mean, it was genius because like the yogurts take over. They figured out a plan how humans could basically live like perfectly with and gave the deal to all the prime ministers and presidents, to the US president from what they showed.
Yeah.
And the US president didn't take their word, and then like
it's over, bro.
Fucked off.
Yeah, they said that's fine. I don't know if you've seen the one where they've got it's like starts off with a dude and his father in like old school Japan hunting spirits.
I haven't seen all of them.
I'm not going to tell you anything more. Just go watch that. Because as soon as I say anything more, it gives it away. But you'll see what I mean. It's him and his father hunting spirits. When that one comes on, I think it's like a 17-minute episode or something. You dig it. That's my favorite one so far, I must say.
I just love that. It's kind of like, but it reminds me of, kind of like Robot Chicken, kind of.
Yeah. Like they can do whatever they want. In this kind of format. That's what makes the animation that really revolutionized TV. I think was for me it all started with, I think maybe people a little bit older will say Beavis and Butthead, but for me it was South Park.
Yeah, South Park.
And that was for me. I was like, okay, cartoons don't have to be about like Looney Tunes or whatever. They can be about all sorts of fun stuff as well.
I got introduced to South Park when I was not meant to be watching South Park. I just remember it was like I was in primary school and I used to stay at this kid's house my auntie used to take me to school with she's not my real auntie, but she's like friends with my family, but she used to take me to school. And I just remember I used to come to his house early in the morning. I remember the first day he introduced me to South Park. He was like, "Have you seen South Park before?" I was like, "What's South Park?" He was like, bro."
He's actually missing out.
And it was like back in the day when like South Park used to be on TV, and remember you used to have the VHS and you used to record the TV show, so you could,
Back in the day, we'd be on it like 11 o'clock at night as well, because it's definitely not for kids.
Yeah, that's how I know. He was like, he had a TV in his room, so he was like, I recorded this. I was like,
and that's how you know the program's good, is because it's on when the kids shouldn't be watching, and it's like, of course we're going to look at that. It's about kids.
Yeah.
Like that, and then of course rolling off of that, you had Family Guy and all that kind of stuff, which is taking it to another weird dark level as well.
Yeah.
Seth MacFarlane's. We should try watch Orville sometime.
Orville's is dope.
Dope, eh? Same
Definitely
vibe.
check out Orville's.
Orville's amazing, I think.
Orville's is dope.
And it goes deep. It's not just funny. It has a really deep
That's what I love about
vibe
Orville's, because it's like it touches on real life things that are happening in the current events or current world life events, or like even like relatable. It's proper, like even things like, and it's great because they're all aliens, so it's kind of comical to hear about. So
and
like
it makes it neutral as well. You know what I mean?
So like there's this great story that I love where it's about, there's this one planet which is on the ship with Seth MacFarlane, and his planet it's a planet full of only men.
Okay.
It's like there's no women. Like men live with men and they get partners with men, and the men lay eggs.
Yeah.
So this male, he lays an egg, he's on the ship, and then the egg hatches and it's a female.
Okay.
So on their planet, if a female is born, they automatically do the treatment for them to be turned into a male.
No, okay.
So, but because they're on an international galactic ship, that means they were on galactic global rules, which means they couldn't kind of sanction that treatment to be done on a child.
Yeah.
So it bring out the question of kind of
like the
morality of changing a sex on birth, or if you should maybe let the child have the choice.
Yeah. But it manages to ask it in an alien kind of way, where it throws a dialogue up for people to have, but it doesn't necessarily be like, this is what we think is moral and you are immoral if you don't think this.
And there's another great episode that I will mention. It's about absolute democracy.
Okay.
Which is basically a voting system where everyone has kind of a pin that has an upvote and a downvote. And if, say, for example, someone likes you, for example, wait till this goes.
We have our third person on the podcast. Is it going to be down there?
I'm not sure where it is, but so if, say, for example, someone likes you and they like what you're wearing or something, they might upvote you. But say, for example, you accidentally bump into someone and they dislike how that made them feel, they'll downvote you. If you get too many downvotes, then you be put on, basically go to prison.
Okay.
And
it's similar to them. They've got a similar real life thing in China, from what I've heard. People have got a point scoring system by the government.
But then it has this other thing where it has a live feed where basically everyone sticks to the rules. If there's anything that happens outside of the rules, the people will film it and it will go on the main feeds. So the moment it happens, everyone will see it in real time. It will go up on the main feed. So then your rating can be downgraded so much faster because more people are seeing what you're doing and they're thinking they'll see your account and they'll be like downgrade. So then you're more likely to get onto that.
Go to prison and that.
Yeah, so once you get to prison, it's more of, instead of it being prison, they let you have it's proper involved in social media. So like they get you have a second chance where you do like a social tour. And you tour around the country trying to plead your case for why you're sorry for what you did and how you won't do it. And if the country believe you in different places, then maybe they might upvote you, and maybe they might. If they don't believe you, they don't believe you're being like proper sincere, then they'll downvote you. And if you get so many downvotes after that, then you go into death row. And then that's
proper scary.
Death row is where you're just sat on a chair and you're sat on this rating, and everyone in the whole entire world is watching you live feed, and they're basically making a final judgment on whether they feel you should live or die. And
that's dark, eh?
If it gets to a
shut up, bitch. We've been sat down for a while.
Yeah, and if it gets down, I think it either gets down to a high -1 million or something like that, then you'll die. But if it gets up to maybe 1 million, then you might get saved.
Bro, but that kind of stuff is plausible again. Like, have you seen the Black Mirror where the woman wakes up in that house and she doesn't remember why she's there, and it turns out she helped her partner kill the little girl or whatever it is. And then they're also filming all of that. And it's got people with the cell phones, and it became all about it. It's like, wow, bro, how much of a deciding factor in our like happiness and well-being is this social media life going to take on us?
No, it is. It's just like, do you know, like, even things like, do you know the like button was created by a psychologist?
Okay.
So it was created by a psychologist that worked out that basically that if people had on social media some sort of way of
like
positive gratification, it'll make them feel much better about themselves.
Wow, alright, and that created the craziness that we've got today of
likes and
people, because it affects the same part of the brain as chocolate and all that as well.
There was nothing by chance that was created on. It wasn't like the guy who made. It
wasn't on purpose.
It wasn't like he was like, oh, maybe we'll have a like button to give people a chance to like things. No, they specifically found a psychologist to work out the reasons why.
It's crazy, man. It is mad, but that's also the monster that Facebook has grown into.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff, we forget just how much of an influence these things, even when they say like in the last election, Facebook was relevance when Facebook, in Obama's election, Facebook was relevant.
Even in Brexit. Have you seen the Brexit movie?
No, I've not seen the Brexit movie. How many minutes do you think we have left of it? How many minutes do you think we have left?
1 minute. 1 minute.
1 minute, then you'll be alright.
So yeah, the Brexit movie, Channel 4, it's on 4OD.
Okay.
I recommend checking it out because I watched it and it opens your mind to how fucked we actually were on the whole thing. And it wasn't like all the information that they gave us, it was a lot of false information. And the way how they got out the information, and the way how like it was even things like the Leave campaign started. Like when did we start the Brexit referendum? 2016?
Yeah.
The Leave campaign started like from 2015. That's when they started their campaign. Started planning how they were going to get this Leave thing to happen.
Okay.
And it was from the beginning. It was a coup with the Conservatives and what is Nigel Farage?
Well, this lady drowned them out. Luckily, she got them out of there. Oh, look, I think it's people felt really strongly about wanting to leave the EU,
Yeah.
and I think one of the things that led up to it was that when David Cameron